Hello,
So
everybody. I cut you off. You
I
know,
cut
this is
you
how it goes great. The first one of these, and we're already making mistakes.
Man, I like how we just happen to talk at the same time.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was waiting for like a good 3 seconds. I was gonna see if
Yeah,
you talk.
I'm keeping this in. This is
No,
great.
that's weird.
Well, I'm Xanthus. That's Cam.
Yep.
He was in a breakup story. He had a small role, and
Mm.
now we are doing a podcast. Would you like to
So
tell
what
the
we'll be
good
doing
folks what
for
this podcast is about?
um well, this podcast is gonna be about a variety of things. Now, the one today is specifically gonna be touching on breakups, right? That's what we're talking about, heartbreak.
Yeah, like breakups and heartbreak. Just kind of in general.
Yeah, heartbreak in general.
So well, I wouldn't say in general. We're gonna get a little specific, but a lot of these situations we're gonna save all the major details for, I don't know, like maybe a
All
whole episode about those specific things.
right.
So to kick us off, we're gonna be talking about something that just happened to me the other day. Honestly, I don't know if I can save her for a whole entire podcast, so maybe we'll just get her out of the way for this. And I'm going to try to not use people's names that much because I want to censor them, just in case.
Yeah.
So I'm going to probably say their name like once,
I think
and
that-
then yeah.
Okay.
So, there's this girl who when did I meet her? I met her last year on Snapchat. So, cause me and you last year, we got together like, hey, we're both going to find a girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
And that wasn't great,
Hmm.
So me and her friended each other on Snap. Was she a quick ad or something? I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was a quick ad.
Yeah, okay. So me and her were talking, and we were really good friends. And it's a really big surprise, especially, you reach out to somebody on Snapchat, like both you and me know, it doesn't always go too well.
Yeah, usually they don't respond or
They block you.
yeah, they block you.
Like this one girl.
Yeah, that was her name. Yep.
Yep. I mean,
I
I'm
personally,
censoring their names, by the way. So, not.
oh, you're saying it like to me, but censoring it.
Yeah, I'm gonna censor it. Don't worry.
Oh, so you know, yeah. So I know what you're talking about. Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah. So this was a couple months before I met. She blocked me. What, a week? I think it was a week after. A week after we talked, and I was not good with her at all, basically. But the girl that I'm currently talking about right now, me and her clicked. We somehow clicked. I don't know how. She started dating one dude. I think they were only together about a month, and she started dating this other guy. Now this other guy, oh man, I got a whole list of things I'd like to say to this dude.
Wait, yeah.
No, I'm talking about what?
Oh, I thought you were still talking about that.
No, I'm on now, man.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This is gonna be
All
so
right.
funny in post when it's uploaded, because it's gonna be like, no, I'm talking about bleep.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
gonna be great.
I know.
That's so far.
Yeah,
Like, you gotta get into the groove.
the banter here is great.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna get even better.
Yeah.
We're just starting.
So, where was I? Okay.
We're talking about our multiple boyfriends.
She's had 2 as long as I've known her, which isn't too bad, considering the fact I've known someone, 2 years longer than her, and she's probably up in the 40s. Anyway, so yeah, you know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to mention
Yeah,
her
I
in
know who
this
you're talking about.
podcast, not that much anyway. So, young dated this they had this dude who, you know, I love to call a fuckboy or whatever, because that's just what he is. And, you know, he just left her. He just left her not too long
I don't
ago.
know.
I mean, I think we're working on a week in a few days. But I remember being so ecstatic when I learned this information. And honestly, oh man. Devastated. I ended up devastated in the end. Why? Because
Yeah,
she
who would have
blocked
thought it
me.
would have went that way?
Yeah, you and me were on a phone call, like right after. Right after both things happened. Right after they broke up, and then right after she blocked
And
me.
right after she blocked you.
Man, I mean those were interesting times. What was your view on all that when it was happening?
I was just I was just as confused as you were. Like I didn't see it coming, and I wasn't sure why she would do that because before that happened, you guys were talking. I mean, not as much, but it's not like she was, you know, it didn't seem like she had a problem with you. So when she did that, it just kind of came out of nowhere. So I was just as shocked as you were, because I was following the whole thing and trying to help you navigate what to do next. And yeah, man, I never saw that coming.
Yeah, cause like out of all the girls I've talked to in my life, I think is probably the nicest one.
Mm.
Yeah, and that it just made no sense, you know. For example, like I was
But
talking about earlier, like I was saying, I don't know how people are gonna decode these. They're gonna be very, very confused because of all these bleeps. But the other person I've mentioned, all right, the other person I've mentioned in this podcast so far, yeah, you know, she didn't really want to talk to me. She didn't care. But she stuck around. She always cared about what I had to say. She cared about me. She cared about other people. And it was something really refreshing to see. And then it all went away.
yeah, man, like I think this is definitely a good topic to talk about because this happens to, I feel like it happens to a lot of guys. Sure, it happens to girls too, but you hear it all the time about how they just get ghosted out of nowhere and they don't know
Yeah,
why.
it just
And
happens.
I personally had something like that happened recently too.
Well, we can go ahead and talk about that now.
Yeah, so that there was this girl that I met from. So there was this girl on Snapchat that I met, and then I met her friend through her. And basically, her friend was interested, so me and her friend started talking. The friend's name is Syra, and so yeah, basically, you can include that if you want to. She's never gonna see this video, so you can
All
include
right.
that. But yeah, basically, we were just. It was different because we were long distance, so it was already that pressure on there. But we had met up after a good 6 months of talking, and then I think maybe like the same day after we met up, it just went downhill because when we met up, I guess what she wanted to happen didn't happen. Whatever that was, she just seemed really disappointed. So basically, after we met up, that's when everything started to go downhill. She stopped talking to me as much, and it got to a point where it was only me entertaining the conversations. So I got annoyed and I stopped talking to her and just was waiting for her to come and talk to me. But she didn't do that. And a month went by and I sent her this video just to kind of address what was happening. And that's when she told me that she was tired of it and just blocked me. Now, actually, at first, the only reason I sent her that video is because, oh, yeah, I was on Twitter and then I saw that I was missing a follower. My followers fluctuate all the time because I don't have many, but yeah, when I saw something missing, I just knew, it was probably her. Because I've been retweeting a lot of things too that have kind of correlated to what has been happening with me and her. So I think she saw that, got mad, and blocked me after that. So that's when I hit her up, and I think I actually called her first. and then I sent her a video after. But see, when I called her, she was acting like she didn't know who I was.
That's odd.
So, yeah, that was really weird. She did, I'm pretty sure, and she was just like, I'm not sure she did that. It was only a good month that we didn't talk, so there's no way she just happened to forget. Because you got to remember, me and her talk like night and day, and most times, yeah, it was literally from the morning until the night. Like we talked all day long for the most part. So there's no way she could have just forgotten my voice that quickly. So yeah, basically, I don't even know where I'm at. Basically, she blocked me out of nowhere after a month of me not talking to her. Is basically what happened.
I tell you, this ghosting stuff that happens in this point in life just kind of sucks. Everybody these days just thinks this is okay. This is okay.
Yeah, I just don't know what happened to people talking things out. Like if something bothers you, talk about it.
Yeah,
And
communication's kind of dead, I feel like.
yeah, I really do think it is. Like it's just, I don't know. I kind of blame it on social media, and I'll tell you why. Because some of the things she would retweet on Twitter, it was all these things about respect yourself and just don't hit them up and just delete their number. It was just like that's what they were pushing on social media most times. To just be rude to someone that you like spent so much time with, and I just I don't understand that. Like if this was a nobody, then that would make sense. But when this is somebody that you spent so long with and had a strong connection with, I would think that you would try to fight for it instead of just letting it go out of nowhere.
I mean, yeah, because both our situations are very similar. I mean, the main difference being me and Cassie never, met or hung out in person. But I also think social media it's a bad thing even for expectations.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because it seemed like
that's another point.
she
There's
was
always been this.
expecting everything.
Yeah. Oh, did I cut you off?
Nah, you're fine.
Oh, so yeah, basically I was just gonna say, I mean, it's always been like this, expectations for the way that you should look. Now I feel like we're really like keen on how people should act. There's this cancel culture and people are getting canceled left and right. And I mean, to be fair, sometimes it's fair, but another thing is people do grow. So it's not, and you kind of can relate to that too. The cancel culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it this one, and this podcast,
Okay.
if we do, it's only going to be for a couple minutes. But I have a huge story that kind of relates to that.
Yeah. We need to make a podcast about that cancel culture.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah, that's the one where we're going to talk about my thing. That's for sure.
Okay.
We'll do that next episode.
But yeah, you're right. It's all like expectations have been like just really screwed up because of social media.
Yeah, I literally Saturday night I logged out of all my social media. I'm having my friend Becca, which I can mention here because I mean, she's my friend. I have my friend Becca do my Snapchat streaks, and I'm just leaving for everything for a week. Because
But I was doing something similar too.
yeah,
But
I mean, you gotta separate yourself from all these problems, these unrealistic expectations, and
Right.
social media is just a really toxic place.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the one thing I can't get rid of is TikTok, but the reason why I can't get rid of TikTok, I think, is because it's like YouTube. YouTube, there's videos on there that are really helpful, whereas like Twitter can be helpful and Instagram can be helpful, but most times it's not about that.
Yeah,
I feel like YouTube, there's like a completely different side that you can stay on, whereas like Twitter, it's kind of hard to stay off of a certain side. It always comes around at some point. And same thing with Instagram. It's just hard to really block those
honestly.
things out. Yeah,
I also think that YouTube and TikTok, it's much easier to stay away from all the bad stuff, because
right.
YouTube and TikTok are catered to
What
make
you
you
like?
see things that you want to see.
Yeah.
So you don't have to get any of this unrealistic stuff. You don't have to see how Kim Kardashian's day was. She's like what, almost a billionaire or something. I don't know. A billionaire should not be what you judge your life off of. Especially if you're a normal everyday person. If you're a normal everyday person, I mean, honestly, you shouldn't be judging yourself off of anybody. You should be your own person, but especially not somebody who is like high and mighty. Well, okay, I was just gonna mention how this isn't the only time this year I got blocked by somebody who I thought was my friend. There's this one girl who, when did I meet her? 2018, ended 2018. This is back when I was still in high school. Well, I was still in high school when I met last year too. But I met this girl in Spanish class, and we didn't talk in Spanish at all. I think we talked one time, and I think
In Spanish?
we talked one time in Spanish. I said maybe like 10 words, and she said like 2 words back to me, and that was it. Never talked in school that much. I remember I texted her quite a bit. I forget the first time I messaged her. I know it was on Instagram, and it's funny that she just does not respond to Instagram DMs anymore from anybody, which I kind of think is.
Yeah, I wonder why they just stopped. That's weird.
Yeah, and she's changed a lot too. Something we didn't mention, or maybe we did. I don't know.
No, I don't think we did. Yeah, that's another thing. How breakups change people.
Yeah,
dude.
They change everybody.
Oh my, yeah, bro. I mean, in like different ways. Like, there's like the person. Well, like me and you dealt with it, and it made us kind of see things in a different light. But then them, it just seemed like it turned them into bitter people. It's weird.
Yeah, it changed them for sure. Which it's something I can relate to, because what stemmed the whole cancel thing, I'll say in air quotes, which we're going to talk about next podcast we do, is I dated a girl in 6th grade, and she cheated on me, and that's how it all started. And I felt terrible, and that's when I started being depressed, and then honestly I've been depressed since then. So yeah, relationships can 100% change you.
Definitely. I know for me, like, I went through the same thing. Like, I was really down for the longest time. I was down for a good week or so. No, not even that, honestly, because it still affects me now. It's just like you start to get over it around that point. At least for me, I did. And I don't know. I think the worst part about it too is like it'll affect you and you'll get over it, but in the end, it'll still like always be in the back of your mind what happened. But
Yeah, you never really get over it.
Yeah, like it affects you how they treated you and what they said to you. It just, yeah, you can never really get over that.
It's kind of like if you like let's say your wall cracks or something, you put some spackle over it. You don't see the crack anymore, but it's still there.
Right. That's a perfect analogy,
Yeah, it is.
You just like hide it, put a Band-Aid on it. But like, and what's even worse, right? And it's kind of what I'm afraid of, low key, is just like the next person that I meet, what she did is gonna be in the back of my mind. And then for you, it's probably gonna be like any friend that you meet, you think they're gonna leave, or even girlfriend,
Yeah, my trust issues keep getting worse, and
Right.
that was just proved a few nights ago why I have them.
Yeah, I see. It's crazy because you were worrying, and I was like, it's not that big of a deal. And then lo and behold, look what happens.
Yeah. Back to our first topic. I was worried. Cam was not worried at all. He was not worried. He's like, that's all fine. It's all fine.
Yeah.
Maybe she just doesn't see him. Maybe she's not seeing the messages. Maybe she's busy. Maybe
But I
she's at
was
work.
yeah,
No, no, she just was ignoring me for whatever reason,
right.
and I don't know. Cause I feel like, in my personal opinion, because I didn't have this, by the way, when I had my, I guess any of my breakups, I never talked to anybody about it, and I kept it inside, and that was bad. So I tried to talk to her about it. She just kept saying she was fine. And if I've learned anything from psychology or any TikToks at all, when they say that they are fine, you ask them if they're really fine.
Right, yeah.
Cause this, like, I don't know. See,
Because usually when they say they're fine, it's like they either are fine or they just don't want to talk about it. Most times they just don't want to talk about it.
yeah, I don't get it. I don't get like the mixed signals. Cause if I say I'm fine, I'm fine. Like
Well,
100%. If I say I'm
can
not fine, I'm not.
yeah. I mean, I can kind of relate because I do this thing where I don't really like to talk about, and I actually had that problem in my relationship that I talked about, on this podcast, where I didn't really talk about what I was dealing with because you don't want to talk about that stuff. It's you think it's like a mood killer, so you just don't bring it up. And but I mean, over time, I did start to do it. But see, even then when I did it, I didn't really enjoy it. Like, I'm glad that they knew what was going on so they didn't feel that it was something they were doing. But now, that's the thing, right? I feel like when it comes to certain people, you should be honest about your feelings. Because I'm not saying what I was doing was right. Like, I'm just saying this is why I did it. I don't think it's right to not talk about how you're feeling. Like, if someone asks and they're your friend or someone that you're close with or dating, you should tell them because honestly, I think as she explained what was going on, then you wouldn't have, said what you said, which was just you admitted your feelings, and that's a part of the reason I think possibly why she blocked you.
Yeah, we failed to mention this, but I did say that I liked her.
Yeah,
And do I think it was too soon to say? Yeah, I said it in the message. This is kind of too soon to say. But it's not like I told her directly.
right.
I don't think people watching this are going to know what a YOLO is.
Oh, they should.
But basically it's a thing so you can send anonymous messages on Snapchat. And they can post them in their story, whatever. It's kind of like a Q&A thing. So I told her through there. And she told me to swipe up. And saying that swipe up means that you want them to... They want to know who said this. So I said, hey, it was me.
Another mixed signal.
Yeah, I don't know. Me and her... I said her name so much, I'm not saying it again. Because it's a lot of bleeping at this point. Yeah, me and her... I don't know what happened. And I don't think I ever will. But my friend Olivia is gonna hopefully take care of it. Which I haven't asked her yet, but she might do one of these.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
It would be. It'd be something I'd like to see. Would it be very beneficial for this podcast? Talked about a lot of great things today. That's for sure. Made a lot of headway. This is basically the pilot for this thing.
Man, I think that was pretty good for the first one.
Yeah, this was pretty good for a first one, huh? Next one's going to be even better. Even
right,
deeper.
we just got to get used to this. I feel like right now it was a little rough in the beginning because we didn't really know how to start. We don't even have a plan. We're just talking. We're just going, just going.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I don't want viewers and listeners to feel. I want this to feel like a legit conversation.
Yeah,
among two friends, two amigos, if you will.
Yeah.
So yes, that is it for this one. Next episode, we will be talking about. I was hoping you pick up where I left off there.
Oh, okay.
Cancel culture.
Yeah. What were we gonna do?
We're doing my story with cancel culture, and then just cancel culture in general.
Not that quick. Yeah. Yeah. That's what we're doing.
All right. Hopefully we get better at this because right now we're a little iffy, but we're gonna get through it.
Yeah. Yeah. We got this.
Yeah.
All right.
So thanks for watching, people, and listening. And this has been XAM Talk.
XAM Talk.